Welcome to Heeks and Dracon. Here be dragons. So, around 2018, a flat earther named Zen Garcia put up a contest. And this contest basically said, provide me proof that the Earth is indeed a globe. Okay? Proof that you can stand on one spot and see further than the calculations say you can. Prove it's a globe, and I'll give you $15,000. And William Thompson did just that. But Mr. Garcia said, nope, you didn't prove anything, and failed to pay him. And well, Mr. Thompson got kind of upset, and he sued Mr. Garcia. They went to court, and the court ruled that no, Mr. Garcia was correct, and that the Earth could not be calculated to be round. And therefore, the U.S. court system has officially claimed the Earth to be flat. At least, that's what flat earthers want you to think. But that's far from what happened. It's actually nothing like that happened, at least regarding the courts affirming the Earth was flat. So let's take a look at this case here and see what's going on, because there was a little catch here. Just like every other, little bet, prove the Earth is round and I'll pay you. They're all rigged. You can't win them. So let's take a look at this one. So we have the court filing, and this is one of only two I could find. The other was just a judgment, which just says, it's just a box check that says judgment. This is the testimony from Garcia, it looks like. But let's look at, so this is the Magistrate Court of Barrow County in Georgia, and this was in May of 2019. Now, this is, Thompson says, Mr. Zen Garcia ran an online contest that I won to produce two proofs that the Earth is a rotating spheroid. I met all the criteria to win the contest, and he did not pay me. Let's go ahead and highlight that there. And there will be a link to this document in the description, so you can come through and read this. I will, you know what, I'll even provide the little highlights here. And so he offered, 15 grand. Well, let's come down here. This is, right, here's the actual judgment. There we go. Nowhere have I seen the judge's actual answer, but I've read all about it. So, and there was a counterclaim. He denied the counterclaim. Let's see here. Okay. In 2015, this is from Zen Garcia. Yeah. In 2015, several of my colleagues and myself became aware of the fact that people everywhere in the world were verifiably able to see structures like monuments, islands, lighthouses, statues, and cityscapes well beyond the accepted formula for determining mathematically the curvature of the Earth. They're still doing this. We'll kind of get into that. So, this formula, figured out by skilled mathematician and author Samuel Robotham, is cited below. Here's Robotham's formula, which I'm sure we've all heard, 8 miles squared. It tells you kind of what the curvature of the Earth is. So 8 miles squared, you take the square root of the distance, travel, oh boy, I cannot draw today. Well, my mouse is, I'm actually holding it against my chest here to use it. So since I'm standing, where my TV's at, my camera and stuff, I only have the ability to stand. So, anyways, which means you take the square root of the distance traveled in miles and then multiply that figure by 8 inches. So, for example, if you travel 1 mile, the formula would look like this. 1 times 1 equals 8 inches of total curvature. And then, here we go for the other ones. This is, this is the curvature all the flat earthers throw out. So Robotham states that if the Earth is 25,000 miles in circumference, then the curvature would be 8 inches per mile. We've all heard that number too. They're still using that. To use this calculation, you just square the mileage and multiply by 8. So if you use 3 miles, it is 3 squared 9 and multiply by 8, 72, which is 6 feet. Therefore, the Earth drops 6 feet in 3 miles. His calculation can be affirmed by the Pythagorean theorem. I knew I was going to have issues saying that. So this is, this is their, was that the 25 miles or 25,000 miles in circumference, with the drop being 8 inches per mile. They don't take into account, elevation, reflectivity off of, the atmosphere and stuff, anything else going on. So that works if you are at, zero elevation, on the water and you're looking at something else, zero elevation out there. Yeah. But if you're at zero elevation and there's something out there to say 20 meters tall, well, you're going to be able to see that further than these calculations because they don't take that into account. Or if you are, say, at, say, 200 feet up, okay, and yes, I know I'm switching between freedom units and meters. That's what it does to you. So if you're standing, at like 200 feet or something, and you're looking out over the ocean, well, you're going to see further than what this, calculation says. So that's what they're using, and like I said, flat earthers are still using this all the time. Okay, so here's right, and then he gets into the drop. So 7.9 and 8.336 inches is what he comes up with per, what is that? Right, yeah, let me go ahead and highlight this one for you guys. Okay, now we get to the contest. And he even has, I doubt this site might still be around right there. Here's the contest. Okay. Having published 3 books on my discoveries in connection to this topic and issue, and recognizing something was awry according to what we are traditionally taught in academia, I decided to hold a $5,000 contest, a challenge to anyone that could confirm in 2 scientifically repeatable and verifiable experiments the supposed curvature of the Earth in the rate and manner cited by the accepted formula for determining such inclination. Okay, well, first of all, this was $5,000 contest. I guess he's suing for $15,000, but the contest was actually $5,000. Now, here is the big thing, okay? So, a challenge to anyone that could confirm in 2 scientifically repeatable and verifiable experiments the supposed curvature of the Earth in the rate and manner cited by the accepted formula. And the accepted formula is, this stuff up here. So, he'll give you $5,000 if you can prove the Earth is round. Okay? You can account for, all this other stuff, being able to see things further away than they should be, and etc., using his accepted formula, which is impossible. So, you can see how it's going. And so Mr. Thompson does indeed use that. Now, he's got some real-world evidence and stuff, but we've hit the key here. You guys can read through this. But so, when he comes into the court and he says, well, he didn't prove it based on the stipulations of the contest. The contest says he has to use the accepted formula, meaning he has to use Robotham's formula up here. Yep, Samuel Robotham. So he has to use this 8 mile square deal to prove it, which he didn't do. He did actually prove the Earth was round, but the court didn't rule on that. The court didn't rule if the Earth was flat either. The court ruled that Thompson did not follow the contest because he didn't, use the accepted formula. So if we read this a little bit more, I ran the contest from August of 2016 until November 2017. Okay, so that's the date. That was actually off by a couple years. The date of the first annual Biblical Cosmology Convention held in Raleigh, North Carolina, William Thompson applied to the contest, but was never able to produce not even one real-world verifiable scientific experiment which would or could confirm the rate of curvature as decided upon by mathematicians and scientists themselves. Should the Earth be 24,901 miles in spherical circumference? Rather than create some kind of experiment to test and affirm the Earth's rate of curvature, he instead submitted a couple of videos of some computer program he designed to calculate curvature. As these programs and their calculations are in no manner relatable to real world scenarios or calculations, as I will list in numerous examples below. It was made clear in the rules that the design experiments must meet and fit the required stipulations listed on the webpage for measuring the rate of curvature as cited by the formula for determining such declination. The so-called evidence which he proposed cannot be applied to or verified in real-world situation. So he was also using computer generation, which he's claiming is not a real-world scenario, in the manner as the evidence which I propose can be. Thus, the so-called experiments which he submitted were in no way applicable or considered evidentiary, as they did not in any way conform to the rules cited for necessary payout. And the judge ruled on that. That's what the judge ruled on. That Mr. Thompson did not follow the obviously rigged rules of the contest. It wasn't if the Earth was round. It wasn't if the Earth was flat. It wasn't even that the contest was rigged. The entire thing came down to the rules not being followed, which that Zen Garcia created specifically so that no one could do it. He's trying to use, calculations that can't be used to do this. It's just like when flat earthers try to claim, that the Earth is spinning at, 17,000 miles per hour or whatever it is, when you can't measure rotation in miles per hour. You're using linear calculations to do rotation. It doesn't work. So, when you're looking at the rotation of the Earth, it has to be, like RPMs. That's how they get you. So they use the wrong things for calculating stuff out. And in their heads, it all works. But then they run contests and, you have to follow their rules, which, they're using flawed science, so it doesn't work. Anyways, I think that pretty much covers it. I will lay this out, and you guys can download and read this. I'll go through and actually highlight this entire thing here so you guys can find it. And, there we go. Have a great day.